Hi Gemini, here's a general look at your solar chart for May 2011. But before I do that, I just want to have a brief word about the generational planets, the transpersonal planets, Uranus, Neptune and Pluto, which influence us globally and have a generational sort of effect. Uranus, along with Neptune and Pluto, are the further flung planets. They trigger cycles which affect us all globally, and in 2011 Uranus and Pluto, along with some Saturn and a little bit of Neptune, will be impacting us all worldwide very strongly, which means that the bigger wheels, the so-called circumstances beyond our control, will have a bearing on your little wheel and your personal life to a greater or lesser degree according to the way they are aspecting your natal chart. So in general, Uranus has since March been zeroing in on Pluto, the slower moving planet Pluto, and as mentioned in the forecast they did for 2011, when these two get together, they tend to produce sudden events worldwide which set us back on our heels, get us to reassess our lives, in some cases, our lifestyle, but the whole of our lives. That's their job. Their job in all of our lives is to tear down an existing order and to clear the decks for new growth. And in your life, this depends on how they aspect your sun and other planets. But globally, this combination can be unpredictable, explosive, powerful, but ultimately revitalizing and regenerating. Uranus is about change, and Pluto is about evolution. And when these two get together, they can manifest as external factors, or the bigger wheels forcing disruption or upheaval upon us and amongst us, bringing in a feeling of tension and restlessness, because it's a time for an evolutionary kind of leap. That plus the current conjunction of the North Node with the galactic center amounts to a huge evolutionary kick in the pants for us all. But there's more on this. You'll find another video about this when I've spoken more about this. I've spoken at length about this, or a little bit longer about this anyway, somewhere under my name on YouTube. Now, for you personally, Gemini, this is a quietly progressive time for you. Social life looks friendly. Group contacts or acquaintanceships should be lively, even lucrative, or even kind of giving you a connection or an idea which could lead to something lucrative, or life-enhancing in some way. It doesn't necessarily have to be money, but which enhances quality of life. However, until the 20th, you could find yourself, at times reflecting, reviewing, mulling things over, a little bit at one remove in your own little bubble. And it's like there's going to be moments that you're going to have to be putting yourself out a bit more, perhaps getting over yourself and giving somebody else more space, more tolerance, and even when you don't feel like it. Also, your energy levels could be a little bit lower from the 10th, and you shouldn't expect too much of yourself until after mid-June, when Mars comes back into your sign, gives your vitality a boost from there on. This vibration is suitable that you're in at the moment for spending less time on, pushing yourself physically, energetic type activities, dancing all night and that kind of thing, because really this is the time when the energies are going inwards a little bit, and there's potentially a chance for you to connect more deeply with your imagination. That's good news for artistic Geminis, excuse me. Also, your emotions and your deeper instincts, your deeper self. So it's advisable for you to give yourself space for that, and be gentler with yourself, look after yourself, go in for healing practices, maybe also get interested in meditation or yoga. It's advisable for you to engineer time in your day anyway, for breaks, for more therapeutic, low-key activities, healing practices, private time as well with nearest and dearest. Your inner guidance, Gemini, is working very well at this time, and you'll be more in touch with your inner wise knowing, just a bit more open to those types of influences, and maybe you've got to be a little bit firmer about boundaries with others. Don't start sort of going off at a tangent or fantasizing or getting anxious about something which hasn't actually happened yet. So kind of being in the now, but also allowing that imaginal realm to kind of impinge more on your consciousness, but definitely a time also for you to trust your instincts. Now Saturn's in quite a long cycle as well, in an area which is helping you to build slowly towards creating a world which is more fun for you, more self-empowering, more self-expressive, but it kind of gets held away from you. So you need to work and be persevering with that one there. Anything related also to artistic pursuits, speculative projects, romantic liaisons, and anything to do with the entertainment industry. Once again, that's where you're tested, that's where you're challenged, that's where you run up against brick walls sometimes. That's where you've got to really show that grit. Also, there could be challenges related to children, animals, or those who are disadvantaged in some way. Any of that is possible. One of any of that sort of list is possible, or more than one. And whatever it means for you, you've got to be consistent and caring and disciplined in your approach. Trying to create the structure, keep trying to create the structure, keep trying to build there, and slowly it will come together. Slowly you will bring out their abilities. Slowly this thing will blossom. And those of you who are involved in the arts or the leisure industry, or in promotional or performance type activity, should understand that a consistent, self-disciplined application will bring success in the long run. Nothing is going to happen quickly where Saturn is. Now Jupiter is a little bit different. Jupiter sort of buffers the action of Saturn to a degree, as a matter of fact, because it's on the opposite side of the wheel currently to where Saturn is. Jupiter is going to continue to help you make progress through maybe unusual interests or a wider territory, new friendships, new associations, maybe a club or a group of kindred spirits doing something innovative together, or the people within the group are kind of different to what you're used to. And through there you can grow and expand. Through there, there's a flow running there. Not only will you really trigger new ideas in your mind, but your social agenda is likely to be pretty busy at times, depending on your natal chart. And new associations could prove surprisingly beneficial. And I use that word advisedly because Uranus is also in that sector. And often the Uranian energy is very unpredictable, and it does bring surprises. You'll feel with Uranus, and you could be mingling with others who are very different
to you, or very different to what you expected or what you're used to.
you also could be getting interested in something techno or alternative or at the cutting edge in some sort of a way. And you should be kind of all ears and eyes, sensing the potential inherent in something inventive, or new to you, or in certain concepts or philosophies, mental approaches, which are unusual, very unconventional, and you may be plunged into, as I say, an alien environment which is inspirational. If you let it be inspirational, you need to be ultra flexible here. Remember to keep both feet on the ground, though, with your mind that wide open, because it really could be quite wide open and you could be quite amazed at what you're discovering. And this, of course, will depend on how this is aspecting your natal chart. New associations and quirky ideas are going to be pivotal to your being able suddenly to move forwards towards a long-cherished goal. That's why I said it was quietly progressive this month, because actually, especially for you early Geminians, you could, take a kind of a grasshopper leap kind of forwards. Foreign connections or higher education could be connected to the sense of your making progress. So just be ultra flexible in your thinking, suspend disbelief and put yourself or what you represent, have created out there in a fresh and unusual kind of a way. Now, in March, when Uranus moved, it finally ceased bringing uncertainty and change and instability into your career sector, and began transiting a very progressive, futuristic area. In fact, it's gone into an area that it really likes, and it fits much better there than where it's been for 7 years in your chart, Gemini. So this is related to your hopes and dreams for the future. And even though, you may feel as though things are on a bit of a go-slow, in a way, that force there of Uranus and, of course, Jupiter this year is likely to help you make those hopes and dreams come true. It's also a very sociable sector of your chart, emphasizing group efforts, group movements, good causes, friendships of all kinds. So it's likely you'll be hanging out with a new circle of people and be more exposed to fresh, even groundbreaking influences. And you'll be thinking along very unusual and interesting new lines, discovering things, perhaps Googling things, looking at things that you didn't know were out there. Meshing your energies into a kind of a group mind, or kindred spirits, which kind of blows the cobwebs away and helps you take one or maybe more steps near your goals in May. This is an innovative alternative vibration, which means you could discover approaches which aren't mainstream, or people who aren't mainstream, or who are just different, to what you're used to. Now, Geminians born in the first week are going to be feeling this vibration most strongly over May. Neptune has made a temporary move into its home sign, Pisces. This puts it in quite a significant place in your chart, Gemini, and this is going to be in until August. This means early Geminians could be feeling doubly inspired over May. This transit's great for artists, healers, developing spiritually, doing charitable work. Neptune, the planet of empathy, may make you softer and gentler with others, but also could blur boundaries or give you the sense that you're on a mission. But the planet of compassion and sensitivity will help you to be less self-centered, more able to get over yourself and your ego, and more concerned with helping others. Pluto is quietly underpinning a slow gear change. Pluto's another very, very long transit. in an area of your chart to do with your emotions, your sense of deeper awareness. So it's quietly just going about its business, encouraging this slow gear change where all of that is concerned, and also your intuition. And anything which one might term occult, or in fact bizarre as well, exposing you maybe to experiences that you never thought you'd have. And from the 21st, the sun in your sign means the way should be clearer to get on with the kinds of things you want to do for yourself. And that's it for May. If you know your rising sign, listen to that too. It'll put another slant on what I've said here. And I'll see you the next time.